Doma Sports Talk, worldwide, with some news from the world of boxing. So y'all know what time it is. You ain't in a rush to get concussed. Now, we'll move up to the heavyweights first, because we're talking about one of the main ones, one of the most avoided fighters in boxing, but heavyweight for sure, and documented avoided. And that'll be Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. He had a fight against Christian Hammer, and he wins it, dominates it, basically winning every round. I did give Christian Hammer 2 rounds where he tied them. I really couldn't give Christian Hammer a round where he won it because he was trying to throw the counter right, but the earmuff was up. Boom. Most of the time, Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz is ready for right hands. But Christian Hammer did look decent in the fight, and he tied a couple of rounds for me. And that was the scorecard at the end of the fight. It was a 10-rounder, so it was 100-90, which means somebody didn't even give him Christian Hammer 1 round at all, and 2 other judges gave him 1 round. So, guys, Christian Hammer was basically dominated, but let's talk about Christian Hammer. I like his swag. You guys know it's a few fighters in history that I like with some swag. Prince Nassim Hamed would be the first one. Chris Eubank Jr. is another one with some swag. And, of course, the baddest dude ever, Roy Jones Jr. Some fighters you like that got swag. Those are 3 of them I can think of right off the top of my head. Got swag. Christian Hammer was, he got a little swagger. I'm going to go for him in fights in the future. This guy here come at 257 pounds, and he brought in belief and some heart, right? He was throwing right hands with bad intentions, trying to counter Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz. He took a wallop, come back, and do things, that you do when you got swagger. Like, you ain't hurt nobody, doing things like that. I thought the guy was good. Now, let's make sure, for some people who probably don't take the time to realize that Christian Hammer has beaten some people. Now, I know you say, well, he beat David Price, knocked him out. Right? He beat Ekon Tepper, the lead singer of the Dope Street Boys, right? Ekon Tepper, when he was undefeated. I think he was 19-0 when, your boy Hammer beat him. That's a big win, guys, right? And as far as being taken out of there, he fought Povetkin, but just lost, wasn't taken out. Tyson Fury, who some is considering the best boxer out there right now, couldn't get him out of there, right? So this guy is serviceable. And he'll be there. He's going to give some people some good matches in the future. I think Christian Hammer, he can continue to do that. I think that the people in America will appreciate his effort there, right? So now we're talking to Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, right? Guy dominates, supposed to be so old, high blood pressure and those things, looking good and round at 10, right? Can get up on his toes if he has to, was jabbing, multiple jabs behind each other, ring generalship. Landed left hands, counter left, straight lefts, and he understood, okay, you're going to have a good guard? Good. Well, I'm going to tag that body. If it's going to be a left hook to the body or straight left, straight to the solar plexus, boom. Handling his business, he just looked great. I thought that, he just handled his business the whole fight. It was really nothing you could really say. And his defense is, like I said, the earmuff is up, making sure that he's not going to be getting hit with counter right hands. Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz had handled his business, dominated this guy, 10 rounds. And, he's going to continue to be someone who's avoided. You could definitely say, well, he didn't get him out of there. He didn't do this. Well, all those other ones that were supposed to be elite didn't either, right? They didn't either. So if this guy is so old, for me, Louis Real King Kong Ortiz, his skill set was on display in this fight. And it's not going to make it easier for him to get fights. Same with skill set was on display against Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder, I told you guys, and Deontay Wilder get him hit and run up on him. That counter left was coming every time. Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz remains a problem. Probably a major problem. And I would hope that somebody, you hear him say it, only WBC ranked so-and-so, I don't know, what is it, 2 or 3 by the WBC. Didn't have no rankings by any other, all these sanctioning bodies out there, WBA, IBF, WBO. Where is he ranked? Ridiculous, right? I bet you Christian Hammer probably ranked somewhere, and all them other ones, but he's not, on purpose. I'm just saying stuff. So, boxing is a trip, right? And now, I got this on, boom. Now, this had nothing to do with this, but this is just to kind of show you how boxing does. Now, word has, I haven't watched the fight, but you guys know Lucas Brown. What do they call him? Big Daddy Lucas Brown, Now, he's, lost his last fight, Dillian White or something. No, well, not his last fight, but his last major fight. So he's in a 6-rounder against a dude, I think, Kamil Sokolowski or something. This guy was 6-15 or something like that. Really bad record, right? So word has it, I haven't seen it, I've got to go back, but the word has it that the other guy probably won every round and lost the fight by 1 round, right? Now you're going to, a guy with 6-15, this is his opportunity to get himself fit for a guy like Lucas Browne, which is probably one of his biggest days, goes in here, wins 4 or 5 rounds from 6, and gets, and doesn't get the decision. Now I'm going to check it out. I'll know more details myself afterwards, but these are the kind of things, right? Does anybody care about a guy like Sokolowski? Right now he's probably 6-16 and no one thinks that he's done anything. And Lucas Browne goes on to go fight David Allen in England. These are the things I'm saying that is wrong with boxing. And this is why I think it's imperative now to have a so-called justification booth for the judges, right? I know in every fight you can't have 3 guys that they have to go to. For example, the 3 judges, they finish judging the fight. Then they have to go to one guy at least and rewatch that fight as quick as possible, but rewatch that fight and justify their scorecards. If that doesn't start happening, things like this happens every day. Sokolowski will be forgotten. Just like a guy from Italy, I told you, De Carolis. They did him in Germany real bad with these Feigenbutz and Tyrone Soiga, right? Irked me at the time. And people forget about him. So we feel with you, Mr. Sokolowski. We feel with you, man. 6-16, that was your big fight. You handled your business, and somebody's probably taking it from you. I'll know the facts on that one for sure. But those are the kind of things I'm talking about. Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, right, is being avoided. Had to fight Christian Hammer. Good, he went 10 rounds. Christian Hammer's exposure, that was good exposure, right? So his profile will rise. So it was a really good night of boxing. There's more to come. Talk to you about it more. But Louis the Real King Kong Ortiz, now he's finished with the fight. He's not hurt. So anybody who's needing a fight, like, for example, a Dillian White who just lost Dominic Breazeale, because Dominic Breazeale is the mandatory for Deontay Wilder now, so he's gone. So Dillian White can just say, you know something? I'm going to take Ortiz, because after he does that, the sky's the limit for him. Let's see if he says Ortiz. Ortiz is free now after that night. Watch what I tell you. The crickets again. You'll see. Or you'll hear. Don't Sports Talk. Worldwide. And I'm up out of here, y'all. Bam.